Hey guys, it is Jack Punkington. It is 3:05 in the morning. And lately I've been doing a lot of trading. Well, I always do. But I always talk about it. But I never really talk in detail about it. So, while I was on my walk tonight, I thought, why not do a video about it? So I'm going to do a video on just some general rules of thumb and some tips that I can hopefully pass on to you guys that might help you get awesome deals like this for a lot cheaper than you might think. First of all, let's say it's an online thing. Generally, a lot of stores won't barter with you. Some will, but that's rare. But generally, if you're gonna go for a budget that you're gonna try and barter with and try to get the best deal you can, you're gonna want to go eBay, Craigslist, Reverb. First of all, if you want to be able to play the guitar, stick to Craigslist or any other local used shop in your town. But definitely Craigslist, maybe a pawn shop. But Craigslist. Now we'll do Craigslist. Say you find an ad and there's here, things you want to look for on Craigslist when you look at your guitars. Make sure there's not stock photos. You want photos that are real. You want photos of this person owns this guitar. This is the guitar that you're going to be owning possibly. It's not going to be just some pictures that's put on the internet. Always make sure what you can do is you can take your image, drop it into Google and see if it pops up somewhere. If it doesn't, or if it does with that Craigslist ad, you're fine. But, real images, big thing. Never try to avoid ads without images because that can tell you a lot about the guitar. Second, look at the price. Look at what he wants and take that price, he or she. Look at what that model runs for new and then decide on the condition. If it's in, say you've got, we'll do perfect example. This Ibanez RG 3EX1, brand new, runs for $350. Okay, this is a good condition guitar. There's a couple chips on the back, like couple chips. There's some scratches. There's one big chip here, one big chip here, and then one big chip here, and the biggest chip is in the back right here. But it's still in pretty good condition. There's not drawings or huge marks taken on the guitar. The electronics all work perfectly fine. The knob's a little loose, but that's an easy fix. The jack's fine. The tuners aren't rusted. Make sure that if you're gonna buy a guitar with saddles like these, make sure they are not rusted. So I would say this is a good condition guitar or a very good condition guitar. And I would probably, if I were to put a reprice on this, I would probably try to aim for $275 with a case. Now, cases are a big thing too. You want to look out for some. If you're gonna go for a high pricing guitar, you better make sure there's at least a good gig bag. More than likely, you deserve a case. If you're gonna buy a nice guitar, you're gonna want a case. So you're gonna want to buy a guitar that's got a case. So make sure that there's pictures of the guitar. Make sure that you can find a decent price. Say someone put this up there for $300. That's pushing it, but I can see where they're coming from. You evaluate the condition, you look at the models that brand new, okay, they're $350 to $400 with shipping. It's in pretty good shape. There is some wear. And they say, or best offer them $250. For sure. Offer them $250. And be like, I'll drive halfway. And if they're like, well, I need you to drive all the way, then be like, okay, be okay, but then I only want to pay $225. You want to work at a common ground where you're going to lose the little money as possible. You're probably going to lose some money on the deal, and you have to accept that going in. There is ways to get around that, and it's finding people who don't know what they have. But that's another tip. Look to see if people who are just trying to get rid of it. Because if you watch a deal for a few weeks, you can see if they're trying to get rid of a guitar. If a guitar is on an ad for, I'd say, if there's an ad for a guitar and it's been there for more than a month and it's been reblogged or republished as much as possible, chances are they really want to get rid of that guitar. And if they have an or best offer, chances are if you're going to offer them $75 to $60 less, they'll probably take it as long as it's in good shape. So make sure it has pictures. Make sure you can meet in a public area. That's a big one. Meet in a public area. Never, ever go alone unless you're meeting in like the police office. It can be dangerous if you're meeting on Craigslist. If you're doing eBay, be careful. I strongly recommend not, because eBay is not trustworthy. If you're doing Reverb, that's better than eBay, but still caution. You can message the seller. More than often than not, you can offer, which is cool. And a lot of times, sellers know what they have. They know what it's worth, and they know what they can get out of it. So while they know what they have, and it's taken care of better, they know what they have. They know what this is worth, and to the right person, they know that they can get $350 if they really push for that. They can get an Epiphone Les Paul in great shape for $350 when you know you could probably get it for $275 somewhere else. So make sure that you do everything you can to try to compromise as much as possible. Hope these tips help. Like I said, also, if you're doing Reverb, make sure you go to the lowest price for shipping. If their shipping price is high, offer them low. Because a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll get rid of their shipping price so they can make more of the money. And you can find a nice common ground. For example, I'm eyeing a guitar right now that's pretty affordable. There's some problems with it that it's going to kind of cost me a little bit of cash to fix. Unless I can do it myself. Anyway, the person wants $70 and they want $50 to ship. Well, it's going to cost me at least $45 to get it fixed. Not to mention new strings. And to me, it's worth $40 plus the $50 at max. Maybe $50 and $50. But if there was free shipping, I would pay $70 all day long. That shows what people are willing to pay. So try to talk to them about the shipping cost. Hope these tips help. Yeah. Thought I'd do a little more insight. Maybe I'll make another one of these. Let me know if this helps you guys and if you'd like to hear more. It's Jack Poynton signing out. Peace, guys.